Poco fa era successo qualcosa, non lo so. Sia l'audio dei microfoni che il gioco vengono trasmessi. Bonus giornaliero. Missioni. Lista compiti sfida. Boom. L'unità di ricerca è salita a livello 10. Lista missioni opzionali. Io direi intanto che faccio questo di sentire magari qualche cosa.
You were hospitalized in Dekelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus.
Devo
Part of
leggere.
British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain. Why Dekelia? The UK and the US remain close allies. The last place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system. That's what kept you safe in British military hospital for 9 years. The safest place from a whale is inside its own belly. You were a regular Geppetto.
Well, it wasn't Pinocchio who led me out to safety. So who was that guy?
Cypher went so far as to attack British territory, burning their own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead.
He said I was in a British military hospital. But the doctor had a Greek accent.
They hire locally. Easier to trust them. Dekelia is also home to Greek Cypriots, after all.
What about the Turks? They haven't returned to the south.
Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in 74.
Non riesco a fare caso, devo leggere gli audio.
Between them, the Green Line, the UN established.
And Dekelia sits right on top of it.
It does. Part of the buffer zone between the two groups. Another reason it was the perfect place to hide you. Easy to spot any outsiders snooping around.
So how do things stand?
Now, last year, the Turks declared that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is an independent state, though it's only Turkey that recognizes it. In the past, the Greeks and Turks lived side by side in the same villages. There are reasons to fight. Those came from the outside. Greece, Turkey, Britain, America, they all have their own stake in pitting the two sides against each other. But once you spark something like this, it's impossible to control. Both sides build up grudges like debt, without the foresight to see that each act of revenge just fans the flames. And then it's too late for other nations to rush in with peace talks. The embers keep on smoldering. Each nation's arrogance only breeds anarchy. The world is paralyzed by
Mi ricordo dove si faceva il potenziamento della... Inizio di Marte. Ah, ecco. La musica dello squalo, che è?
You're up.
We're changing ships?
We can't go sailing the Suez in a whaler.
The Suez Canal. When did they reopen it?
Not long after you were attacked. Once they finished sweeping it for mines after the Arab-Israeli conflict. Can you stand?
1000 ne devo
We're
fare,
going to
sono
transfer to a
700.
container ship for passage through the Suez. Our destination is Pakistan, Afghanistan's neighbor to the south. There we disembark and head via Peshawar to the Zero Line, the border. We'll travel to the Khyber Pass by road.
And then?
We continue on horseback. Afghanistan's main roads are under Soviet control. We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow, winding paths through the mountains. We'll do better on horseback. It's a local guerrilla tactic. They use the higher ridges to avoid air recons. Then they charge down the mountains for ambushes. The Soviets still haven't devised a counter-strategy. Our time frame is only half as much as we really need. It'll be a tough march.
Better horses than boats.
Well, it'll make for good physiotherapy. Take the time to get used to that new arm.
While the Soviets have indicated they are not participating in the Los Angeles Olympics, primarily because the United States has made no attempt to go into
Golden Crescent. It's a type of medicinal plant. We can use that to make tranquilizer rounds more potent.
Preparations. And in fact, this is retaliation for the Western nations' boycott of the previous Moscow Olympics. That concludes today's news.
That's quite some news.
The Soviet Union not attending the LA Olympics? Yeah, Andropov's death has changed some things. They're calling it revenge for the Western boycott of the Moscow Olympics.
Countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics.
Yes. In protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Over 50 countries were absent. It's too bad I didn't get to see Yamashita's judo. When the 40th Army crossed the Amu River 4 years ago, détente went right out the window. The U.S. Congress chose not to ratify SALT II, and Reagan's hardline politics won in the presidency in a landslide. According to him, the Soviet Union's an evil empire.
The Second Cold War.
And there's been no end to regional conflicts and civil wars. Lebanon, the Falklands, Grenada, Iran, Iraq. The story never changes.
Egypt and Israel did sign a peace treaty. But then the driving force on the Egyptian side, President Sadat, was assassinated afterward. Apparently his actions were considered a betrayal of his fellow Arabs.
Islamic extremists?
Yes. Fundamentalist extremists have been responsible for some bold acts of terrorism in recent years.
We've had extremist students in Iran take U.S. embassy workers hostage, and suicide bombings in Lebanon. Over 300 foreign soldiers stationed there have been killed.
But countries have yet to develop an effective means of dealing with terrorism. Afraid of losing their own men, they've pulled their forces out, handing private forces a golden opportunity.
Private forces?
Small armies with no national affiliation, working for the highest bidder. That's right, they got the idea from you. After Mother Base went down, they began spreading.
Uno spettatore, chi sarà? Boh.
Miller's organization is just one of many.
Sto leggendo I file, l'audio.
Is after you.
Il tempo passa qui davanti a questo, che mai succede?
Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but...
I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess. All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now. This is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men, basically mercenaries. Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men. Then Miller came across this client. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The Mother Base, that would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men. As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good.
You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you.
East, that's the target.
First world, third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear inspection team, stormed Mother Base. At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big FU. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist. He was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came damn close to taking you with it into the Caribbean. Those of your men out on assignment returned right away. They refused to believe the wreckage in the water they found was Mother Base. But they checked the coordinates again
and again, until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day. That was XOF's primary objective. As far as most folks know, you did. The first doctor to see you wasn't even sure what he was looking at. Before they'd even finished operating, your men moved you to that hospital in Cyprus. There was a woman named Eva who arranged that. Rings a bell, huh? Most men in your condition would have been written off right from the start. But you survived. You went straight down to hell, and they pulled you out. Your eye wide open. Full of venom. The days of naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back, Venom Snake. This world still needs you. Here, Snake, try this on.
A prosthetic arm.
Yeah, Miller was calling it the arm that wasn't there. The physiotherapy's going well. Your arm's bulked up enough for it to fit. There. Perfect. A little time with it, and it'll work better than the real thing. What do you think?
Huh. I can still feel my real arm.
Well, you better get used to this one quick. You have any pain?
Every now and then.
Where?
My fingertips. My left fingertips.
Sounds like phantom pain. Your brain still remembers your old hand.
Yeah.
What about your vision? Can you see okay?
Yeah, at the moment.
Now, the shrapnel in your skull is pressing on your optic nerve. I'm told any hard impact could have an effect on your visual cortex.
Yeah, the doctor mentioned that.
Your brain might process visual information incorrectly. In other words, you could have hallucinations. You might see things that aren't there, or not see things as they really are. You experience any of that?
I think so.
When?
Right after I wake up. Colors look faded.
Colors, huh? Well, that's not a major concern in and of itself, but it could mean the difference between life and death in the field. You'll need to watch out for that.
I will.
All right. You should continue your physio. We'll be arriving soon. It's the last chance you'll get.
Oh. Questo abbassa la mano. Colpi di tutti. E vai. Bomba! Saluta! Ciao! Se ce l'ho adesso mi servono, li fanno così. Ciao ciao!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Meno male. Aspetta un secondo, devo vedere se c'è qualcosa scritto su WhatsApp. Aspettate un secondo, scusate. Sono più bravo io, è vero. Allora, si parte. L'altra missione, vediamo un po'. Missione secondaria. Parte sta bella distante. Sta distante. Andiamo all'altra missione. Facciamo partire quest'altro.
Ocelot. I hear they started calling you Shalashaska in Afghanistan. What's that about?
You know the term Sharashka?
Muore. Che va, sono morto io. Pensavo morisse il carro.
Snake, are you okay? Snake!
Mannaggia. Col cavallo, il cavallo non ti ha fatto niente, io sono morto. Vabbè. Ma forse un pochetto che ho osservato un po' di tempo, di cose. Di spazio. No, che remove. Marca. Metti. Ok. Vai! Corri cavallo! Ah sì? Mazza, però non c'è modo veloce per arrivarlo. Dai, su, corri. Piantina.
That's tarragon, a type of medicinal plant. It contains trace amounts of a benzodiazepine derivative that's the active ingredient in pentacetamine.
Andato. Oh. Guarda, guarda che faccio. Guarda, ho addormentato una pecora. Guarda, aspetta, che cazzo, aspetta. Vedi, hai visto che è volata col palloncino? La mother base, la base. Prego. Perché ho stramato, no?
The wormwood, also known as absinthium, that's used to make your phantom cigars.
Animale salvato, 500 per Alba imminente. Vediamo l'alba. L'alba. Non mi dica che ho aspettato il sole. Corri, cavallo. Sirve per... Vabbè, dimmi... No, oggi no. Madonna. Ora torno con le cuffie bene. Sono quasi arrivato. Destination. Dove sta sto coso? Cioè, non ci credo. Mannaggia il cavolo.
Black carrot. It's something of an ancestor to the domestic carrot. It's also a favorite of wild animals.
Посмотри!
Mannaggia il cavolo. Oh, fa schifo. Ah? Che cosa? You're welcome. Cosa qua? Ma dai. Non vedo che sì. Ma questo è il Mo, però non era quello. Quello era sceltivo. Cosa è questo? Mi pare no, però. Questo comunque. Buono. Ciao. Ero vedo la missione.
That's the target.
E questo manco c'ho, vabbè, non c'ho il chip. Se ce l'avevo. E pure che invece provo a fare una missione un po' diversa.
We found out there's an English-speaking soldier somewhere in the region. He's a language specialist. His role is to translate information related to the West into Russian. If we can get him to join us, we'll have the upper hand in information warfare. Find this language specialist and extract him.
Штаб, это кафе. По нам велся огонь. Открыли огонь в ответ, но потеряли врага. Враг может все еще прятаться поблизости. Соблюдайте осторожность. Штаб, это кафе. Ответьте. Штаб, ответьте. Штаб, это кафе. Штаб, прием.
Часто вижу, у тебя свет допоздна. Да, я всегда читаю газеты 15 страны. Я даже думаю по-английски. Правда?
Procediamo avanti così.
That Soviet soldier in the green beret is speaking English. Must be a language specialist. With him on our side, we'd be capable of Russian interpretation support. Try and extract him.
Штаб, это кафе. По нам велся огонь. Открыли огонь в ответ, но потеряли врага. Враг может все еще прятаться поблизости. Соблюдайте осторожность. Штаб, это кафе. Ответьте. Штаб, ответьте. Штаб, это кафе. Штаб, прием.
Ok. Ciao bello. E vai.
language specialist you extracted has been very cooperative. Says he's always dreamed of living a free life, like folks in the West. What are the odds, huh? I've gone ahead and placed him in the support unit. His job is Russian interpretation. Now you'll know what Soviet soldiers are saying. You can even
Alla
interpret.
grande proprio.
Should give you an edge in the mission.
Adesso è una missione primaria.
He's coming
Oppure
too.
prima...
Roger that.
Vediamo un po'. Missioni... No. Sviluppo. Dai. Cambio trappola. Oh, vedi questo. Potenziato acquisirà nuove abilità. Richiesto, corrente, guarda quanti ce n'ho, quindi vada. Richiedere il lancio di rifornimenti di +1. Se non viene effettuato il rifornimento ora, l'aggiornamento sarà automatico alla prossima uscita. Rifornimento qua. Un rifornimento arriva. Dai. Eccolo. Il mio pacchetto, dove? Eccolo qua. Sta proprio lì. Nice. Faccio bianco. No! Sì! Non me l'ho messo. Uso il tasto chiamata per dare un colpo a tirato. No, potenziato il braccio, ma non è che è tanto figo. Vabbè, vediamo un po'. In base ha trovato quello che serviva. C'è troppa gente. Che cacchio, ancora 1000 di tutto è poco. Ma io non ce l'ho risorse, quanto c'ho? Ma se non volessi comprarla, no, Quantità posseduta 700, 600, 800, vedi. Sviluppo, elicottero, equipaggiamento, armaggetti. Vediamo un po', io vorrei una cosa di meglio per questo. Tipo, questa vorrei. Livello dell'unità 20, 10. Vabbè. Fucile d'assalto. Scudo. Ah, eccolo, questo ci serve. Dispositivo Fulton, livello dell'unità di supporto. Richiesto 9. Corrente 7. Corrente 7. Richiesto 8, 47. Livello dell'unità 18. Vediamo un po' se faccio quindi. Se faccio così. Gestione staff. Un po', devo far salire il livello quello. Allora, vediamo un po'. Tutti così. Quindi adesso c'è la C. Tutti mortali. C. Su C. D. E. Vabbè, va. Vuoi dare supporto? Tanto qua siete veramente tanti. No, ma come ti fa vedere se sono di livello? A più tutto, Miller. Mettilo qua. Livello di sviluppo è sceso. Vedi. Ma così lo posso fare. Sviluppo. Armi e equipaggiamenti. Dispositivo portatile. Munizioni trasportabili avanzate. Questo che fa? Funzione aggiornata del dispositivo, consente il recupero di mortali. Questo? Vabbè, facciamo questo. Ok. E quest'altro pure l'ho fatto. Non arrivo. Vai, sta arrivando questo quando è arrivato. Uno è arrivato, l'altro no. Non ci credo. Scusa. Spagate gaseose. No. Dispositivi Fulton aggiornati. Vediamo un po' se ce l'ho per caso. Vediamo un po'. Faccio così. Missioni. Lancia rifornimenti. Missioni Fulton. L'ha preso, immagino, no? Sviluppo armi. Dai. Incazzare se ha speso i soldi per niente. Gli strumenti possono essere depotenziati, perfetto, che se ne frega. Sonar, mobilità, precisione, medico, anvedi. Mobilità, che figata, vabbè. Andiamo a fare una missione, no? Missioni, lista missioni. Dove riposano le api? Ok.
Whoa! Whoa! Ha!
un'altra cosa. 24 posso scaricare cose. Wow. Quelle poi le posso pure vendere. Corri cavallo laggiù. Devi arrivare qua su. Andiamo avanti sul crinale. Ora dobbiamo ripassare là. Mannaggia. Morta. Sei parecchia. Vabbè, facciamo così. Stagione alert.
Капель, это Дмитрий-2. Найден подозрительный объект. Собираюсь проверить. Прием. Это КП. Понял. Не теряйте бдительности. Конец связи. Капель, это Дмитрий-2. Поиски ни к чему не
Basta, non mi vedo.
Это КП. Понял. Вернитесь на пост. Прием.
Tanti. Non me va bene. Sono passato. Non penso. Bravo cavallo. Vai. Questa cosa. Cosa si può passare? No, ci ho sperato. Questo è dietro. Non so dove. Vabbè, però. che muoio. Scende a cavallo, giustamente. Sali a cavallo, scendi a cavallo. Sì, dai. Vediamo quanto arrivi. Sei morto. Perlomeno addormentato. Adesso che qualcuno sente ancora. Però c'è paura di me, oh.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Sta pecora è catturata. Porella. Vieni, oh. Oh dai, io sbaglio sempre. Bomba. Vieni cavallino, bravo. Andiamo verso la missione. Pecora, animale salvato. Per terrorismo. 500. Vediamo se sbaglio. Corri cavallo laggiù. Vai cavallino. Vediamo qualcosa di più veloce. C'è una medicina. Forse non c'è un cacchio. Ma però sono tanti, non è un casino. Adesso c'è un Dio. Che c'è? Voglio stare qui con la moto. Un arto pure. Corri ragazzi, ragazzi. Quando qualcosa mi tocca lottarla per prenderla, ma è meglio prendere. Al massimo su 3. Merda. C. Questo non l'ho visto proprio.
Скажи, как прошла та вылазка на душманов?
Информация была правильная. Они осели в заброшенном кишлаке в Аверпранг. Мы выдвинулись и взяли их всех сразу. Но все они оказались таджиками.
Откуда была информация?
От душманов.
Чего?
Он выдавал себя за жителя кишлака. Но на самом деле был Хамидом.
Хамида?
Это пуштунские боевики. Они базируются вокруг пакистанской границы.
Они предали своих же?
Они себя таковыми не считают. Они братья по религии, а не по крови. И это хороший шанс для Хамида. Теперь они могут закрепиться в этой области.
В следующий раз они уже будут врагами.
Ага. У этих Хамидов хорошее оружие. Благодаря американцам.
Нам нужно быть осторожнее.
Точно. Береги себя.
Ora parlerò un po' da queste cose. Eccola il fortecino marino. Passa avanti. Adesso dove mi serviva, posso andare. Ho preso quello che mi serviva. L'unità di sviluppo della base è salita a livello 7. Dove riposano le api?
The U.S. military's new weapon codenamed Honeybee.
Honeybee.
The CIA put it in the hands of the Hamid group of Mujahideen. But the Hamid fighters were wiped out. The Honeybee must still be hidden at their base, the fort at Dasmasi Laman. Unfortunately, the Soviets are looking for the weapon as well. You have to get to it before they do, and bring it back here. There's a photo of the target on your iDroid. One more thing. Apparently, one of the Hamid fighters survived. He's missing. But if you can find him, he might lead us to the target. Good luck, boss.
Hello.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Honeybee has got to be somewhere in that fort, but the search area is too wide. We need something to point us in the right direction.
Tanto che allora sento un po'. Questo ho già sentito.
Ocelot, I hear they started calling you Shalashaska in Afghanistan. What's that about? You know the term Sharashka? It's slang for a suspicious, hastily thrown together organization. The word became associated with a type of forced labor facility in the Soviet Gulag system. OKB scientists and engineers who'd been convicted of crimes were sent to a Sharashka for forced R&D. The Sharashkas were supervised by Lavrenti Beria of the NKVD, the secret police, under the official name 4th Special Department.
Forced research? That's not very different from what we do here.
Diamond Dogs is different. Everyone here believes in you. Regardless of where they came from or why they're here, they revere you. And they're fighting because it was their choice.
And if it wasn't, they'd leave?
Who knows? That's here, whether it's real or not. If there's another truth, I don't want to know it. All that matters is that's the concept that's taken shape in their heads. The traces of a group ideology, our superstructure, to put it in Marxist terms.
All right. Go on.
Right. So anyway, at some point the enemy started calling me Sharashka. This was after the war in Afghanistan broke out. While I was keeping an eye on you in that hospital, I was also heading up interrogations here. The men I broke gave up their comrades and families, everything they wanted to protect them most. No real cause for it. I just let myself get caught up in the old Russian pride. And suddenly I received the honor of becoming Special Interrogation Advisor to the forced labor camps. And the more men I interrogated, the more people saw me as just that, the interrogator. It helped cover my real objective of keeping you safe.
You went that far for me?
Far enough to keep you alive. I ended up being pretty well known among the Afghan guerrillas. Some of them would have seen me on the
A
battlefield.
Soviet relay base. Think there's something in there that could lead us to the honeybee?
It's a sword, a type of saber from the Caucasus. Russian dragoons and Cossacks carried them into battle. Now, the Russian Empire had a general by the name of Fyodor Arturovich Keller. His bravery earned him the nickname Russia's Greatest Shashka. Someone must have known about that, because somewhere along the line, Shashka got stuck on the end of Sharashka. The guerrillas were using the name amongst themselves. By the time I got to hearing about it, pronunciation had wound up as Shalashashka.
So, half Gulag, half Hero Sword. Is a perfect fit.
But you see how rumors and ideas about people can get out of hand fast. Once you create a character and put it out there in public mind, it warps and twists with every baseless rumor. And before you know it, all people see are phantoms. In my case, it works out just fine. I'm plenty used to working under aliases.
Kaz, what about the unit that attacked us in the mist? You knew something about them.
That wasn't my first run-in with them. It happened right before I was captured by the Soviets. We were on the zero line that day, the Afghan side, on our way back from training the Mujahideen at a mountain camp in Kunar province. There's a lot of that work in Afghanistan. Most PFs shy away from it because it draws too much attention. But for us, that was the whole point. The job itself went great. We just had to make it back to a tribal area in Pakistan. But all of a sudden, visibility got real bad. It was no sandstorm. Our point man gave this strange report. He said he could see skulls in the mist.
Skulls.
The next moment, he went silent. We scrambled into formation, right before his arms and legs came raining down on us. It was always supposed to be a dangerous mission, so I had Diamond Dog's very best with me. We were calling out to each other. But one by one, their voices just went dead. Whatever happened to me, I lost consciousness before I knew it. When I came to, I was in a Soviet camp, tied to an interrogation chair.
Could they be some new Spetsnaz unit?
No.
The ones that interrogated me were just the average rank and file. Whatever group attacked us, the way they moved was just insane. And that mist, appearing out of nowhere. The Soviets don't have tech like that.
If they did, Ocelot would have heard about it.
I doubt the West does either. Otherwise, the folks at Langley would be sleeping a lot easier.
Why'd they come after you?
Wish I knew. I'm the only one who survived. Though I don't think they planned it that way. If I was their target, they wouldn't have just handed me over to the 40th Army. Whatever the case, we need to watch our step until we know who they really are. And boss, if you ever do run into them again, don't try to take them on. You just get the hell out of there. When I first started dealing with Zero, with Cypher, it was a somewhat parasitic relationship. Though, a mutually beneficial one. Cypher had no army of their own, so they wanted us. They wanted our strength. They approached me as a potential business partner.
But they had other motives.
Cypher coaxed us into Central America, into that U.S.-Soviet proxy war, to fuel Mother Base's growth. Once we were big enough, they'd force us to join them. That was the plan.
That's why they had Paz, still Zeke.
Right. And if we refused, she would use Zeke to fire a nuke from Mother Base. The world would consider us a liability.
There might be clues to the target's location at that outpost.
We stopped them.
Take a look around.
And yet they still took us down. Through that fake inspection they orchestrated to cover up their sabotage. That power Cypher wanted. We don't have it anymore. So why are they still after you? Is it just the fear of leaving you alive?
I don't know. Was Zero really... All I know is the man I knew wouldn't want this.
What do you mean?
We have to consider that it might not be Zero we're dealing with.
We know virtually nothing about Cypher anymore. How big they've gotten, what they want, or even who they really are. The new Mother Base started out as a test drilling rig operated by a mineral resources supplier, but their project fell through. The Seychelles government was happy to hand the place over to us. It was just scrap on stilts. So with a few dummy construction companies set up as fronts, we started renovating the half-finished rig. From the outside, it looked like the project was back on rails.
Kaz, you...
What?
I see what you're doing. Recreating the Mother Base we had 9 years ago. Only this time.
That's right. The Mother Base Cypher thought they destroyed will return from the grave to kill them. We'll prove to the world that we were the victors.
And if we lose again?
They can't fool us the same way twice. Now our enemies are in plain sight. And when our organization gets too big, we split
Is
it
that
up.
prisoner the Hamid survivor?
Any company
I'm
that
guessing the Soviets are making him take them to the Honeybee.
is back-channeled into a new company. Most PFs are small-time operations anyway. And in this business, the minnows go bankrupt all the time. We've never aroused suspicion. Plus, we have Hewick.
Hewick?
Human Exploitation Company. It's a business specializing in intel gathering. Think of it as a civilian intelligence agency.
Kaz, that's...
Remember what they were trying to accomplish at the prison facility in Cuba? That gave me the idea. We dispatch moles into conflict zones around the world, and each sets up an intel network on site. Then they stay in place to give us stable points of contact when other nations intervene in the conflicts. Hewick's strength is that it has a cutout at each level. You get your job from one guy, then you hand it off to another. No one has direct access. It's a perfect black box. Hewick members also work their way into the superpowers intelligence agencies to make sure Diamond Dogs gets work. We have those countries by the balls. That's our deterrent when we need it.
networking. In the intelligence community?
Sure, that's how we've grown this far. And when you go out on missions, intel from Hewick will be there to back you up. But despite all that, Cypher has its eyes on us. The only reason I'm not dead is that they needed to know where you were. Figured if you woke up, I'd go straight to you.
That's why you made that ruckus at the Zero line.
Yeah, to make their own surveillance work against them. I think it took some of the heat off Cyprus.
Kaz.
Then I just had to wait for you to save me. And I've gotten used to waiting.
Kaz.
That's not all. It was a good chance to scout the market. And with the West wanting the Soviets out of Afghanistan, their agencies are bursting at the seams with funding. Boss, let's start by building up our Afghan presence.
Why put Mother Base in the Seychelles?
We're at the center of the world here.
We're all the way out in the Indian Ocean.
Come on. Lebanon, Sri Lanka, East Timor. and Africa. From here, our reach extends to conflict zones the world over, including Afghanistan, of course.
So it's prime real estate for a mercenary.
Exactly. Latin America isn't as close as I'd like, but we have Amanda and her people to help in that department. And besides, the Seychelles government owes us a favor.
Owes us?
The Seychelles has strong ties to the east, which the west wanted to shake up. It came to a head 3 years ago, in an attempted coup. It was a force of South African mercenaries, with U.S. backing behind the scenes. They were only platoon-sized, but South Africa is home to some heavy PFs. Too much for the Seychelles to handle. In the end, they accepted help from the Tanzanian army and quelled the coup. We set up the deal and handled on-site tactical instruction. That led to some training work for the Seychelles military. And when we put down a mutiny within their forces, well, we made a lot of people happy. They don't pay us. They just let us have a piece of their offshore territory on the promise we'll come running if something else happens.
So we're bodyguards, too.
It's a good setup. We can only take Mother Base so far here. We'll have to find somewhere else when this place starts getting big.
Aren't you being a little hasty?
Nothing hasty about it. You're back with us now.
So, Kaz, the ship that took us from Cyprus, it used to be a whaler.
Yeah, a Japanese vessel. How was the voyage?
It was... stimulating.
Well, she was part of a whaling fleet up until a few years ago. Her displacement isn't anything to write home about, but she can really move. She still had plenty of life left in her, but then the work dried up. Global opposition to whaling has been mounting for years.
Is that right?
The push to ban it has been gaining traction for a little over a decade. Individual species came under protection as the years went on. And then 2 years ago, the IWC adopted a moratorium on commercial whaling. Several countries, including Japan, fought it to the bitter end. But eventually, most whaling companies had no choice but to throw in the towel. You ever tried whale snake?
Can't
That's
say that.
Smasse Fort. To Smasse Lamont.
Japan.
Now to find the honeybee.
Not good, huh?
The country was poor in those days, and whale was cheap. International opinions changed since then. In any case, that's why we were able to get a bargain price on the ship. Of course, we did end up spending 5 times the purchase price in modifications. We had to really work to fit in all the ESM and communications gear while keeping the whaler look intact. Right now, she's going around conducting SIGINT missions. In the future, we plan to use her as a communications relay base between you and Mother Base, and also as a chopper resupply vessel. Diamond dogs. The word diamond originally comes from Greek adamas. It means indomitable, unyielding. Other words for the stones often mean eternal bond, fortitude, or purity. The same is true of the Star of Bethlehem flowers you laid on the boss's grave. They represent innocence, as well as chastity, yielding to no man while maintaining one's virtue.
A portable toilet.
Staying
If you're gonna hide inside, watch the enemy doesn't decide to use it. Same goes for hiding downed enemies in it.
grande. Sono adesso porca voglia. liscio.
Coming too. Roger that.
Одного из наших унесло на воздушном шаре. Кажется, он наш лазутчик. Не заняться его поисками. Прием! Это КП. Понял. Последующие потери неприемлемы. Держите ухо востро. Конец связи.
Material. It could be just what we need to develop new weapons and equipment.
Mamma mia, quanta ansia. Non c'è niente. Dai, diamante e vezzo. Allora lì c'è recupero.
names.
Mamma mia. Rischio.
Where are your friends?
Dai. 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 Mannaggia. Oh, non c'ho. battaglie dei diamanti grezzi. Alla grande.
Сделай этого! Нет, не делай этого!
Andiamo velocemente, magari. Sarebbe meglio. Ma devono alveare tutta. Ora devo un passo. Adesso vediamo che succede.
Я не хочу умирать!
You secured the target. Now you just need to bring it back. Call the chopper from your iDroid. You are not to use the honeybee. The order was to recover it with its ammunition.
Usci. Io mi avevo messo paura. Ok. Scendiamo sotto. Boss. Sento sul boss, troppa nebbia. Dentro la terra? Che strano. Testa in giù. Eccolo, bastardo.
You look well rested, big boss. My, how you've changed. You became a demon for such little weapons as that? Well, I'm sure you'll see the bigger picture eventually.
Questa mascherina pure. che fa Rick e The Walking Dead.
If you get out of here alive. Rest in peace this time. I'll see you in hell, boss.
Cacchio.
What the hell was that thing? It was huge.
È gigante, era. Mazzo. Questi ci stanno. E poi questi come si ammazzano. Mamma mia.
It's the mist unit. The skulls. What's he doing to that soldier? Damn it, they're everywhere.
Those skulls are too fast. Have you got a homing weapon? Boss, maybe it's time to see what the honeybee can do.
Prima esco da qua, no?
The mist is cleared, and it looks like they're gone.
Then bring the target back.
L'ho salvato al culo, velo. Pensavo ci fosse un po'. Mazza. Cioè. Si è fatto.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. There's an obstruction at the LZ preventing me from landing.
All right, get in. Time to go.
Gaining altitude.
Ah no, stavolta ne scappo. Comunque io ho quasi finito di giocare, cioè ho finito, ho preso, ho finito la missione, sto quasi a preparare per andare a dormire, tra poco spengo. Mi piace, ma me lo permetti di giocare o te ne fastidio?
So this unit in the mist, their speed, the way they jump, it's not human. And those deformities,
They attacked the Soviets too.
and that Grim Reaper look-alike in charge of them. That giant thing that carried him off. What the hell are they?
Cypher.
And what do they want? What's their objective? Why Afghanistan?
Vediamoci.
There's one more thing troubling me.
What happened to the Hamid?
Exactly. Whole squads of hardened Mujahideen killed without a fight, and no trace of BC weaponry. What does it all mean?
That's what we're here to find out.
Yeah, right. If we really need to know, the truth will reveal itself. Even if it's ugly.
Vabbè, ora l'ho scoperto.
Boss, I'm creating a new intel team to support you in our areas of operation. Members of this team will head out into the field and conduct reconnaissance. Knowing the strength of an enemy force beforehand will help you carry out missions more smoothly. We may also learn something about the skull-faced man. So boss, that brings me to assigning staff to the intel team. There might be guys already assigned to other teams who are more suited to the intel team. Go ahead and reassign them as you see fit.
Va bene. Stati speciali.
Remember the guys you brought back from the base in Cuba 9 years ago? Believe it or not, some of them survived that hell we went through. Word reached them that Big Boss is back and they wanted in. They're good men, our brothers in fate. They'll be glad to know you've seen them here.
Vabbè, non è male.
The dog you brought back. There'll come a day when he'll be ready to join you on missions. But you know, he gets lonely easily. You should come visit him every once in a while. Get back to Mother Base.
Camilla, che fa? Ti vedo Camilla. Hai capito? Ora segni cose.
Oh!
C'è.
You see that? Now that's discipline. Following orders like a real diamond dog. Soon he'll be... Hey, no! Stay! Stay! Did it? Go! No, maybe not yet. But soon. Soon.
We've had some new job offers come in. I've selected the ones I'd like you to handle and added them to the list. Take a look on your iDroid. The more missions you complete, the more we can expand Mother Base.
Visto che servono i missili, li preparo, va. Sì. Ora faccio granate. Cucciolazzi. Questo non ci sono, vabbè, dopo vediamo. Se prima facciamo una cosa. Se ci sta. Questo S io direi. Livello 11. Ah, più, va più che bene. Tutti questi. Questa medicina ancora niente. Questo che ci...
Welcome home, boss.
Puppy the boss brought back is so cute.
Yeah, too cute.
Man, I want to pet him.
Yeah, just once.
I want to touch his paw pads.
Yeah, just... Wait, what?
You don't want to touch her too?
No, that, never really occurred to me.
You don't know the awesomeness of a puppy's paw pads?
I guess not. But, yeah. I bet they would feel nice.
Right?
Isso. cambiato, non ci sto più. Cosa da? Beh. Tormentore. Mortacci, che figata. Però non ho silenziato. Direi che vado a comprare cose non comprano un cazzo.
Boss. Thanks for looking.
Boss, you don't have enough medicinal plants.
Niente.
Boss, if you need supplies, let us know.
Where are your friends?
Spit it out.
What's up, boss?
Where are the others?
Train.
Ultima cosa. Lo posso pure. Adesso fanno costruire qualcosa. Che sempre per caso. Manca ancora una fibra. Andiamo, vi saluto.